Welcome back to the 2022 Wheelchair Rugby National Championships. This is the last game of the day.
Yes, this is the semifinal round. We have Sheppard versus Seattle.
That's Dave Mention. I'm Cara Band.
Likens, number 14 for Seattle, will get the first try. We just saw a great game between Texas and University of Arizona. And University of Arizona will play for the championship tomorrow in Division I. And these two teams, it looks to me like I thought that WSWRA was going to be playing Seattle. I believe I am wrong.
This is Smash, the Sheppard Smash.
Yes, no, but I thought that they were going to lose the point differential. And apparently I was incorrect. So a timeout is called by Seattle after the try by Sheppard. Sheppard Smash out of Atlanta.
Who do you think is going to win this game, Dave?
I don't know. You know what? Seattle looked really good when they played. They looked better than I expected them to be.
Okay.
But Sheppard is really tough.
They're really strong, really fast. We played them earlier on Thursday this week.
I played them in Philadelphia. Our team battled with them point for close to 3 quarters. And we got down by 3, and we decided to pull back and save it for Philly so that we could make sure that we got our trip here. And it turns out that might have been our best chance to win because Philly beat both us and Sheppard. But Sheppard defeated Philly just a couple hours ago. Shane Kreider, number 1. Seattle wearing their nuclear green jerseys, not as bad as the old glow-in-the-dark ones. This is more of a Seattle Seahawks green.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And red-green colorblind.
It's green. I'll tell you that. So I should never have teams in red and green jerseys playing each other, or you're going to be in trouble?
I am in trouble. Their jerseys match their wheels.
And a foul committed there. Looks like it's Jeremy Hannaford who will spend some time in the penalty box.
Going to the sin bin. Sometimes going to the sin bin can actually do one of those players a little bit of good. You get a minute to breathe, rest.
It can.
Get your wits about you.
Can also give you an opportunity to do a quick over-the-top cherry pick.
We talked about Jeremy earlier in the week. He is a welder out of Seattle. He does some really fantastic welding creations.
And there you go. There's that cherry. He's all by himself, catches that ball, dumps it off to Kreider. Dwayne Morrow, number 21 for the smash, tries to get in there, but not able. So now Ryan Moore and Likens, number 14, trying to stop Morrow. Sam Robb, number 24.
They're doing a really
Robb
good
stuck,
job down here.
drops the ball, trying to pass it, and quickly Morrow calls timeout. Pretty good grip with that left hand. Morrow at 3.0. Robb, 24, a 2. Those are the 2 guys to stop on this team. And the reach by Likens. Penalty try for Sheppard. 3-3 our score. Kreider looking to get out of trouble. Moore gets it. Morrow tries to stop him, but unable. chess match going over here. I got Zach Bradley and Jeremy Hannaford. Bradley number 2 for Sheppard, Hannaford number 3 for Seattle. Hannaford looking to duck back and steal that away from Rob, but couldn't get there.
Rob Sam is really quick. He's got a tiny little chair, and he just sneaks into all of the little...
Yep, he's another guy who started really young. He was playing in the Carolinas for a little bit, and when he was a kid, he was beating me. Loose. Hannaford picks it up and calls timeout, knowing that the 12 seconds was about to expire, and if you look at the shot clock, you'll see it was down to 28. So Kreider, number 1, going to the bench with his team. Oscar Mike, our hosts. For those of you who don't know, it's been a great tournament. They are very good hosts. It was a great tournament last time. They've got one more year for sure. I don't know what happens after that. I'm no longer commissioner, so I'm not involved in that decision. But I'm looking forward to coming back to Rockford. It's only 6.5 hours for me. 2 charging stops.
How long does it take you to charge per stop?
Depends. Like, for me to come from my house, I stop 35 and 40 minutes, the 2 stops. I only get about, well, the car says it's 260 miles of range, but it's really more like in the winter, like it's been cold, 185, 190. But I can fit my rugby chair in there without taking it apart, so
That's pretty rad.
not bad. Yep.
Pretty rad.
And
Speaking
I
of
always
rad-
wake up with a full tank of electricity.
Yeah, speaking of rad, we just saw Sam Robb grab that interception. That was pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Slam, attacking the key. Dwayne Morrow, number 21, keeping Likens out. It's 3-on-3. This is a win for Seattle. They're going to win that matchup every time. Well, almost every time. It's certainly an advantage because the key, 6 people fighting around in the key is way easier than 7 or 8. So you can't have 4 in the key. But you can have a guy out front of it. And Hannaford gets a piece of Dwayne Morrow's chair. And Seattle will get an opportunity here to get up on top. So Likens takes the inbound. Bradley working on Hannaford. Likens held up. Scott Stokes.
12 seconds.
Scott Stokes works it. Likens drops trying to pass. And the 12-second violation means Seattle smash. Or not Seattle smash, sorry. Sheppard smash. Gets the
Combining
ball
two
back.
now?
That's the old turnover.
Are we going to do a Northwest Pacific Coast and a Southeast combination team?
Could be. Coast to coast. Rob intercepts. And Sheppard with the opportunity to get up 2 tries here. Rob knocked away.
Knocked out.
That was Kreider. And Bradley picks it up. Running out of time, 27 seconds. And now we have a foul. It looks like Kreider reached in. So a great defensive sequence there. Very interesting. Lots of turnovers already this early.
It's going to be an interesting game. We've still got 3 periods after this. Another almost 4 minutes in this one.
Both teams need to clean it up. Although right now I feel like Sheppard is the one at the advantage watching these turnovers.
They're coming in strong with a lot of energy.
Sheppard has the most to gain if they hang on, if it's a close game, I think.
In the point differentials.
Yeah, Seattle needs to get out front if they're going to finish this game off. I don't think they are equipped to make a comeback at the end. They can certainly do it during the game, but I don't know if that's something that I can see them doing if they're behind by 2 or 3 at the end, or 5 or 6 or 8. So they're going to look to keep it close, keep fighting, and Sheppard's going to look to blow this thing out early. Rob alone. We'll get to try. $11 games down, 3 more to go. Hannaford trying to get it to Kreider, knocked out by Morrow, but looks like Brian Moore will get the try.
Brian Moore, number 4.
And that, see, to me, that's one of those things where that should have gone Sheppard's way. They got a lucky bounce. Lucky bounces tend to go in streaks, and they eventually end.
Yes, they do.
So, you know, maybe that was one, but if we start to see 3, 4, 5 of those, it's going to end. Much like timeout saving you from a turnover, you only have 4. Kreider got away with one there, too. That one was down at his footrest, and he had 6 seconds left on the 12, but he didn't like what he saw, so.
He's getting reached in on by Sam Robb, and he didn't want to get that ball knocked
He was
out
definitely in a
reason.
bad position to get out of there. He didn't have any help. He had a picker, but as far as offensive help, and when you got 3 ball handlers out there and only one available to handle the ball, the guy with it, you're looking at trouble.
This will give them a fresh look at the play. They'll be able to get the ball across half court, a little bit more space on the court.
Seattle using their whole 30 seconds. Sheppard just waiting. And now they go on the attack, trying to keep Seattle away from the ball. Hannaford looking to inbound. He doesn't have Kreider. Now he does. Moore able to set a pick for him there by backing up. Ahead to Likens. And Seattle makes it 9-8. 2:34 left in the first. Scott Stokes inbounding to Rob, number 24. Stokes going nice and slow so Rob can get around the corner. Rob has Kreider in front, but uses the pick from Stokes, who got all the way down the court to help him out. 10-8, Sheppard leading Seattle. And Rob picked there by Hannaford, but not enough for Kreider to get out. Kreider now looking for an exit. Hannaford has to call timeout.
That's got to be close to the last one. Is that 3?
I believe it is 3.
It was 3. We've got the lovely Alicia giving us our calls.
And with the shot clock at 29, he really only had 1 second to make that call. He's about to hit 12. And Seattle now trying to figure out how they're going to break this press of Sheppard. They started off well, but they're struggling more to get across half, and you're starting to see the cracks in that offense. Again, attacking is Sheppard, trying to make sure that nobody can get to the ball. Hannaford shows him where he wants him to go. Not going to get there. Bradley blocking that passing lane, number 2 of Kreider. And now Likens with the ball, 14. Likens protecting it, looking for an out. Number 4. He's got Likens over the top if he can get it over Rob, but it's a dangerous play. 5 seconds left. Backhand. That was a crazy pass. Nice job.
6 seconds left on the shot clock. It doesn't get any closer than that.
Well, we're seeing Seattle struggle to get across half and struggle to get across the line, and I think that's going to take its toll if they have to do that all the time. Sheppard, however, scoring much more quickly and easily.
they're able to set those pick and rolls that really allow them to move up the court quickly and seamlessly.
Yeah, and the easy scores give you, that's less of a toll on you both physically and mentally.
Yes.
So Hannaford advancing the ball. He's a 1. Don't really want him to have to advance the ball. And 12 seconds expires again. This ability to get across half is gonna be a problem, I think, for Seattle. And as they say, we've only just begun. Rob kind of feigns going back, and Hannaford bites. Likens ducks underneath, gets trapped. And Kreider now out. Has a pass option and Moore.
And
Moore taps it to himself.
yeah.
49 seconds left in this quarter. Score 12-10. Rob will make it 13 with 38 seconds left. Not really thinking about clock management is Sheppard. Maybe that shows the level of confidence or inexperience, I'm not sure what. Moore is stuck. He needs Kreider. It's coming to Kreider. And now it's touched the other side, so it's 12 seconds. But Morrow taps him from behind, causing a turnover.
So Sheppard's looking for that last try now.
Yep, I felt like Kreider had an opportunity to catch that one. But Morrow being tapping on the backside might have been just enough to get in his head and turned his chair a little bit so he made contact with it and bumped it out. But they do want to score here. And tapped out. Hannaford now on the attack to try and make sure he can't get in there. Bradley makes some noise. Gets Hannaford out of there. And they get the try, 5 seconds left. Ball comes up off the chair.
Off. Okay. Tough blue.
So that was Bradley. Zach Bradley hit his chair. Number 2 on Sheppard.
I mean, this is the best chance scenario, though. You have a chance to set up in the key, get that
Yeah,
throw
but
in, and try
even if he can get it to Kreider, Kreider can't get off that pick. So he needs to get it to Hannaford or Moore. Moore was his best bet, but he can't throw quite that far. So 2.7 left because that was off Sheppard. He's got to go deep. He's got to get it over Bradley. And smartly, Zach Bradley backs up and makes that difficult. So we'll go into the quarter break. 14-10, Sheppard on top. We'll see you in 2 minutes.
Welcome back. Score is 14-10.
We've got Likens running the ball here. Seattle trying to get through the key as Sheppard set up. Shot clock down to 15 already, as you hear the yell from the Seattle bench. And backing in is Moore. So a score by Sheppard there. Into Moore from Hannaford. Moore diving back. Bradley trying to get in his way. Zach Bradley gets his teeth in with the picker. And the pass to Likens, not there. Referee initially called it as a catch, but he was over the line. So she probably watched him make the catch and looked down and saw he was too far across to have gotten it before. It's hard to watch both those things. I don't envy the refs trying to do that. And Bradley with the cherry. Now Moore not going to have the easy shot there. He's got Dwayne Morrow on him, number 21. Moore, number 4. Across comes Kreider. He'll score that try. 16-12, our score.
He's got a fancy little ribbon on the back of his chair. How pretty.
Well, maybe that's how he knows his chair in the crowd. It's like when you have your luggage, you tie something on it so you can tell which one's yours, but they're all the same.
I thought it was to see how fast he was going.
Might be. Maybe it just looks like it's windy because he's going so fast. Bradley's going to try and make this corner, and Moore, unable to stop him, goes across the line. And as you can see there, it was Stokes trying to make sure Moore had to inbound because he trapped him at the line, and he still got him trapped at the line. So Likens needs a pick on Rob. He does get it. And he'll get across half. Can Morrow keep up with him, though?
I think he can.
Dwayne Morrow not looking as fast as he did in Seattle. Maybe it's because he's not running against a slow 3-5.
Maybe. Moore's
Speaking
really
about
giving.
me.
Are you a slow 3-5?
I am the slowest 3-5 in captivity.
Who's holding you hostage, Dave?
Me.
Dennis Mann.
Up to Rob. I'm the only one keeping me from being fast. I mean, physiologically, I can't lean forward, so I can't lean to my push like the function 3-5s do. And I don't have any trunk, but that's not why I'm slow. It's a contributing factor, but
oh, and Hannaford almost goes over.
he did a nice job, though. He controlled his chair and he controlled the ball.
It is so easy to walk those chairs up another wheel and just dump them over.
Especially a low point chair, because you don't have
Yes.
that wing in front to protect you from doing so.
Correct.
And with the wing, you just get turned. Rob crossing half, ducks underneath Scott Stokes. Likens still there, but hooked up by Bradley to make sure that he couldn't contest that try. Moore gets around Stokes, trying to get the pass up. Instead, going to Likens. Likens working up with Kreider. Out to Kreider. Likens just hanging out and waiting for his opportunity. Into Morrow from Stokes. Hannaford tries to stop him and does. Ball goes to Rob. And Zach Bradley made that play happen right there. He kept Likens away. He was in the way from anybody getting to the ball and made the final pick to make sure all 3 Seattle players couldn't get a hand on it. Really well done by Bradley. So Kreider, ribbon streaming, hooked up on Bradley. So now Hannaford working against Morrow. Jeremy Hannaford in green. And 4 more to Kreider. Kreider hooked up on Bradley. Has to come out. Moore trying to block that corner, but didn't seal it. So now Kreider is thinking about throwing it to Hannaford, but I don't think that's a good idea. 8 left. He's going to need to call timeout if he can pick it up.
They've only got
1
left.
second left, and they run out of time on the shot clock. Somebody on that bench needs to tell them they're out. Oh, they are out of timeouts. Okay. I knew they'd use 3. I wasn't sure it was 4, but just got confirmation from an official. But that's why Seattle did not call timeout.
Smart move on their play.
It would have been a turnover either way.
If they had listened to you, it would have been quicker.
So Likens on the attack. 3-on-3. Again, I say this is an advantage to the offensive team, especially when with 2 picking chairs that could be really effective there in the key.
Takes up a lot of space in that key if you have 2 pickers.
Yeah, I think that's a mistake to do that as a defensive team. An offensive team, you know, when you lock somebody up and you're attacking, I'm okay with that. It's basically backpicking, right? Morrow dumps it off to Rob. And Sam Robb scores the try, number 24 for Sheppard. Moore tries to get it to Kreider. Morrow in there. Michael Likens makes the pass to Hannaford. Hannaford able to pick it up, but he's not going to beat Rob, and he's got Wayne Morrow coming in hot. Trying to get that ball out. He's facing the wrong direction. Doesn't have a timeout. Needs to get in a dribble or get rid of the ball. Throws it over his head. And it's off the chair of Kreider. So Rob working the ball out. Tapped. Rob gets it through. Rob doing most of the ball handling here for Sheppard. Don't know if that's by design or by default. And over the top comes the ball, intended for Hannaford, picked up by Morrow. Morrow holding the corner.
Is he holding it with his knees?
He's holding it by his knees.
It looks
he
like
just can't tuck it in.
Yeah.
Feels like a physical advantage, but
Yeah. It definitely does.
putting it in between his knees like that, as long as it's not tucked in, he's legal.
It looked like he was kind of squeezing it in.
Well, he has a tendency to tuck it in there sometimes.
Oh, does he? We'll keep an eye on that.
We will.
Man, this replay monitor is really nice.
Just
Wish I
have,
had this every day.
we do have it every day from here on out. We had a cabling issue yesterday for that, but that's all worked out.
I meant every day of my life.
Oh, every day to
This
watch
would be
replays?
awesome. Yes.
I don't want to see my mistakes over and
I
over
would
again.
love-
No, thank you.
There's so many things that happen every day that I would just like to watch a couple times and have them. The one getting the
That's
chips
true.
off the...
Like I'm constantly saying, God, I wish I had my camera out when my son does something, and so I could record something he said or something he did, or
Keep the memory forever.
yeah, but we want him to be videoed all the time.
Just put a security camera up. And
I have one in
forget
his
about it.
room, but I try not to look at it unless I need to,
Yeah.
because I don't want to spy on him.
That's
But
fair.
if I know there's a reason to, like He's supposed to be asleep, but I think he's turning on the TV.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to climb out of bed to go. I want to see, right?
That's fair. Just want to make sure there's nothing going on.
Right. But I don't want to spy on him.
Yeah.
And he knows it's there.
That's fair.
He also knows that I can see it, but he knows that I don't look at it. Because he asks me all the time, did you see this? I'm like, no, I'm not looking at your camera.
I bet the Slam is hoping they had a little spy camera in the locker
Kreider
room
needs
or
this
the,
one bad.
in the corner
Unable to
of
get
these
off the
guys.
pick of Stokes. Stokes creates that turnover there with the help of Bradley. Zach Bradley having a great game.
Yeah. What I was saying is, I bet the Slam was really wishing they had a little spy camera that they could listen in on some of the plays of the Smash right now.
I think it's more than just plays at this point. It's really a matchup thing. Rob has just been having his way with the Seattle defense as far as getting across that try line. And he's still a young guy. He's got a long career ahead of him if he wants. I mean, if he plays until he's my age, he's going to be playing a long time.
By then, we'll have flying chairs.
I didn't start until I was a little into my 30s. Counting down the shot clock. Rob in front. Got to make his move. Instead, he's trying to make a pass, and I don't know what he expects to do there, but Kreider getting across.
With point
That was a great play. That was a great play.
That was amazing.
He threw it to Hannaford. Hannaford tossed it. What are they going to say? The shot clock didn't go off?
It had .1 left on it.
It
It
looked
never
to me
went
like
off.
it hadn't gone off. I
It
agree.
hadn't gone off.
I think he crossed. Yes.
Thank you.
Good call.
Good call, refs. Sometimes it's really hard for these refs because the players are yelling. They've got the crowd going nuts. They've got the other refs saying what
They're
they
trying
think
to
is
talk to
going
each
on,
other, yeah.
And they got to figure
They want
it
to make
out
the right
and
decision.
Make a fair decision.
Of course.
And
Zach
they're just-
Bradley evens it out at 1 minute, 1 second left in the first half, 26-19.
I think we're going to see a little bit more clock management this time.
I don't know the answer to that question.
Oh, we're
well,
going to
that
see a
was
pop
quick.
tire for real.
That picker of Scott Stokes is sharp.
Did he sharpen it before he came out here?
Probably not. I
Or is
just
it
say
just
it's
all that
sharp
icy
because
cold?
it tends to be tire popping madness.
I think he just knows where to be at the right time.
I think that's a good guess. That chair is not a Vesco. I don't think, looking at that picker, the picker's not. And I don't think it's a Melrose. It might be an Eagle. Chair of Stokes. Could be custom. I have a teammate who made his own chair.
Rhino. Is it a Rhino?
Does it say Rhino?
14, right?
No, I'm
No.
talking about one, Scott Stokes. No, I recognize the Melrose chair. I recognize the Vesco chair.
Let me
They have
look a little
logos all
further.
over them too.
Yeah.
So Rob trapped in the key. Doesn't matter because it's the defensive key. And Hannaford's
take a
got
look
him
and
all
see
by
passes
himself
right
now. So Morrow trying to stop Morrow. Dwayne on top of it.
I don't know.
Well done. That was a great play there by Moore, number 4.
Seems like it's built a little bit differently. It kind of reminds me of like the shopping cart style of the basket on the bottom, the way that they're built, you know?
The shopping
Like
cart
a shopping
style.
cart, yeah.
That's a term I haven't heard.
Take a look at it as he passes by. Kind of reminds me of the undercarriage of the shopping carts.
From the backside or the
Yeah.
front side?
Either way.
It's definitely a different picker. Significantly, but yeah, the back end without the plastic too.
Yeah.
And over the top it goes to Kreider. Rob takes a swipe at it. 3 seconds left. Seattle gets the try.
Yeah, take a look at it.
it's definitely a different back end.
Wonder if that's more. Wonder if that gives him an advantage getting off the picks.
I don't know. Maybe it gives somebody an opportunity to put a picker inside there. That's why we have the plastic on the back.
Right.
So after 2 quarters, it is 27-21. Sheppard in the lead. We're going to take a 5-minute break, come back for the second half.
Welcome back.
We're here. Second half, right?
Let's go. Third period. 27-21, Sheppard and Smash. And Seattle and Slam.
So Sheppard kind of took control here in the second. Kind of went point for point in the first.
Let's see how this second half goes.
Seattle, at least on this occasion, doing a better job getting across half and getting a score.
You've been a coach before, right?
I have.
In these situations, you're not down a dramatic amount of points. What do you say
recoverable.
going into the half with your team? What do you tell your guys?
You got to get it back, but you got to get it one at a time. Stop worrying about the deficit. Make one turnover. Make one defensive play that makes them make a mental mistake. You got to really focus on each individual play and not worry about the big picture. Get across half. Get across the try line. Transition so that you're in a position to play defense and create a turnover, because each one of those things, not only do they improve your chances and get the score closer, but they take a dent on the morale of the other team. They take a dent on their confidence of the other team.
Yeah.
And those things eat up at you if you can't let them go.
That is true.
You'll see a team meltdown. They start getting mad at each other because they see now we've gone from having a big lead to being close. And whose fault is it? Is it your fault? Is it my fault? Is it, that pass? You shouldn't have made that pass. And every little turnover becomes a big deal to them. So
you got to think about it like a sandwich.
You want that hook down there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Every little mistake, every ball movement, every throw, it's a different bite of a sandwich.
Yeah.
And 6 points can seem like a whole massive sum. And if you just keep munching away, bite, bite, bite,
yep.
soon enough, you're up there.
There's one right there.
There it is.
So Likens gets that turnover, and that was an unforced error. So, Seattle
got Goldstein going
got
into
it,
the box for smash.
but it takes, not only did he turn the ball over, but then he went to the penalty box because he reached trying to get it back.
So if they are smart here and they force the penalty try over the regular try.
No, they'll try that, but a good team will not get into the position that they're going to be in a penalty. If Morrow reaches here, that's a mistake. That was not a pass. That looked like a great touch pass.
Like he's going to reach. Morrow's going to reach.
Of course he is. He does. That's what he does. Likens needs to bait that.
That's what I would do.
But notice nobody's hanging out in the key. So Hannaford
Goldstein
gets in the way of 14. David Goldstein pushing down low on his wheels. All his glue is down there around the axle. And Rob coming up. The other thing they need to do here is not let another opportunity here. They can't let mistakes beat them up, and they can't let wins it. So Seattle, again, like I said, one at a time, right? Take these small victories, whether they are mental errors by the other team or aggressiveness by your team. You've got to keep going at it. Chip away. It doesn't have to all be in the same period. But that's one chance for a second. Likens trying to get out.
Scared me being close to that line again.
Goldstein and Rob reaching for it on Likens. Gets it to Kreider. Kreider's got more over there too, but Zach Bradley coming in to make another play. Locks up Kreider.
He's got 10 seconds on the shot clock, and he makes it.
I'm in love with Zach Bradley. He's playing great today.
He's doing great.
Goldstein's open, looking for the ball. So is Rob. Goldstein less experienced, but a ball handler nonetheless.
There it is.
And we have a timeout called as the 12-second is about to expire. Interesting that a 2-5 coming in for a 1 is still an option. Because Morrow's a 3, Rob's a 2. That's 5 points.
Yep.
So Bradley must be a .5. No, he's a 1.5.
How does that make sense?
So wait a minute. What?
Are we doing some bad math
3,
on
4,
here?
5, 6, 7.5. Is that a legal line? Or did his class, maybe somebody's class changed? Because to me, that looks like a 9-point line. And the flat.
That looks like a 9-point line to me too.
And we got equipment for Kreider.
Are we allowed to ask, or do we just
No,
keep to
but
ourselves?
they can hear us talking. We, in the Texas game, the first game we called, Joe, I noticed that they scored on the wrong side. And Joe and I started talking about it, and Joe called to the table and said, hey, I think, or the ref, said, hey, you scored that on the wrong side. They looked at it and cleaned it up, and Gumby hadn't noticed it. And Gumby is one of those guys who, he's watching everything, so I'm surprised he didn't catch it.
7.5. Yeah, that's a 9-point line.
According to the schedule here, it's 9. But it would be weird for Sheppard to make that kind of mistake, too. I'm surprised Seattle hasn't called out, but this is one of those cases where are the cards? I'd like to see the cards, but there's no
We
cards.
don't have cards anymore.
Right.
It's the
But,
tables.
oh, you know what? We might have. They don't have asterisks in here for age. Dwayne for sure has half a point off,
Okay.
right? So it's only
I
an
mean,
8.5.
some of the guys do have them for.
Right, but some person had to submit that. So Dwayne's a minus 0.5. Who else has a minus 0.5? Which guy? 14? Okay, that makes sense. So it is an 8-point line because
They've got
14 and
deductions.
21 both get a half-point age deduction.
That makes sense.
I should know that since I get a half-point age deduction. Well, for 2 more weeks, then
I
I
didn't
get.
know David was.
I didn't either. I wouldn't have guessed that
He looks like
Goldstein
he's 30-ish
was
to me.
over 45, but
Yeah.
here he is.
I might need to check his driver's license.
He doesn't show
later.
it. Right, he can't have a drink until he proves his ID.
No. Show us the ID, David. Show us.
Well, we got some confirmation there from an official who heard us talking about it, so we appreciate that. Even though we're not technically official, we're here in an official capacity trying to help you understand why things are happening. So
I'm here unofficially.
if you had questions, now we know. I'm here unofficially too. I'm not getting paid. My compensation was a turkey sandwich at lunch.
It was a good sandwich, though.
Yeah,
I enjoyed mine.
it was a sandwich. Kreider with the try. 32-27.
And he's tucking that
Still
ball
a game.
Man, he ducks that ball.
Well, when you really find that out is if somebody swipes at it and he's pinching it with his knees, he's punching it from the top to get it down deep, that's when you need to worry about, is that thing in too far? I know he does it. I've seen him do it, but I haven't seen him do it yet in this game. He hasn't really needed to. He hasn't carried the ball that much. Sam Robb has been doing all the scoring.
Sam is definitely their major ball handler today.
Moore gets it up to Kreider, but he's got Robb in the way. And Zach Bradley, again, keeping him away from that pass. Robb heads up, coming back for it, but number 2, Zach Bradley.
Zach is smart and Zach is
So far,
fast.
my man of the match.
So smart.
Morrow taps it out and gives Seattle a new 12. That was a mistake. There's no way swatting the ball out of bounds is to his benefit. I'm not sure why he would do that. I could see swatting it to the middle of the court, hoping one of your guys can get it,
Yeah.
but that's not going to happen. We got a shot clock issue. All right.
Not anymore.
Nope. Corrected. That's why we have an official at the table. And slowly moving the ball up the court is Seattle, thanks to Sheppard. Ryder not going to get that one. More to Likens. Bradley clogs up the side. Likens wants some help here. Interesting matchup over here with Goldstein taking out Jeremy Hannaford.
Oh, heck yeah.
And Jeremy beats him around the corner, but
He's
Not
quick.
before the try scored.
Goldstein is quick, man. He's got some agility to him.
Well, he's a 2.5 and Jeremy's a 1, so he should be able to beat him, right?
Jeremy's got that sticky picker, though. He gets it snuck in.
Hannaford's a good low pointer. I'd love to run with him sometime.
He really knows how to read what you're about to do and compensate for that. That way you aren't able to get off of his
All the
back.
pickup tournaments I played in have been like on the East Coast, except for the early ones I did that were in San Diego, but that was before Jeremy was playing. But like Brooks used to do one, done one in Ontario. We hosted one, I did one. Me and my wife spent a lot of time putting that thing together. It was great, but we played in a gym with rubber floors in July and no air conditioning, so it was difficult. I'll say right there, it was difficult.
Goldstein in with the easy try. Having that
He
high
almost
man
popped that
up.
out of his lap before he crossed.
Yes. He's tap dancing over there.
Yeah, the clonus is a problem. I have that sometimes too. I actually bring a king-size memory foam pillow that I use for my knees when I travel, because if I don't, I can't play. And Kreider tries to get that over Rob, but it'll be Morrow who will take it home. And now we have equipment.
His
Rob
axle
has
is
an
out.
axle way out.
Oh yeah, he got hit hard.
And it looks like it's 3 inches out. A lot of times you'll see him popped a little bit and the wheel moves enough that the caster's touched, but that thing was sticking all the way out. I'm surprised it didn't fall off.
We've had a couple games this weekend that the wheels have actually been hit so hard that they just come completely off the chair.
I saw a game recently, and I'm not sure if it was in Columbia or in Philadelphia. I think it was Columbia, where
takes the bench.
where the plastic wheel cover and the hand room broke off the wheel.
That's impressive.
I've never seen that.
That is
22-year
impressive.
career, I've never seen it.
Something we should probably Google.
We could Google that to find out. Has that ever happened before?
I don't know.
I know that before I went to Columbia, I Googled a lot of things on Wikipedia to try and find out about who won what in the past and try and get some background information, because I knew I wasn't going to get any when I got down there.
I definitely should have Googled what the weather forecast would have been before we came up here to Rockford.
You didn't bring a coat?
I didn't bring snow clothes. And
Well,
it
this
dumped
is what I wore in,
3
so.
to 5 inches on us today.
Yeah, fortunately it didn't stick very well. When they opened the door, I saw there was snow patches, but the ground was warm enough that it melted, and plus it got up to 39 by 5 o'clock.
Oh, perfect.
So yeah, your car will not have snow on the windows.
Thank goodness. My truck is not built for snow. Neither
Most
is
pickup
Seattle.
trucks are not, right? You get a rear-wheel drive truck in the snow, and you're in trouble. I'm waiting on a truck. I got an order in for a Cybertruck, but I don't know when those things are going to come in. I'm excited about it.
Well, when you want to lift it, let me know.
And I want to lift it?
Yeah, let's lift your Cybertruck.
Oh, no, I'm not one of those guys.
You don't want to go off-roading with your Cybertruck?
Nah, I don't think so. It's going to be my everyday. I put my rugged chair in the back, close the top of the truck, and fit all kinds of things in there. Get 500 miles distance.
That's fair.
I need to get 500 miles out of my car, because I shouldn't have to stop twice on the way here, but I do. And that's because when I bought my car, you know, the max I could get was 289. In the winter, I'm not getting that much. But now my max is down more around 260, because I've had the car for 5 years, 92,000 miles, 93,000 miles. So, nice pass there by Zach Bradley. Good bump to Goldstein. Bradley's got a big smile on his face.
He's playing great tonight. He should be smiling.
We're excited. While there's 4 more time slots for tomorrow, there are only 2 games that we're going to televise, and that are the championship games, both D1 and D2. And for those of you interested, at 10:30, the Division II National Championship, that's Chicago Central Time. And at 12:30 Central Time is the Division I National Championship. Yeah, so Kara Barron and I will be there for the D2 game, and Joe Delagrave and I will do Division I. I'm Dave Mengen.
I'm
the
Kara Barron.
voice of wheelchair rugby, and I'm excited to have been here all weekend. I'm glad to have 12 games under my belt, And glad to only have 2 more because my throat's getting a little raw here. What are you doing? Jeremy Hannaford up front here, going ready to get the ball. Resetting a correctable error. Looks like the referee's asking, did you score that last try? Although she used the G word for try.
We're not allowed to use that.
Well, it's not the appropriate word.
It's the score that must not be named.
No, it's called a try.
Oh, it was named. Try.
That's right. We don't use the G word anymore. We're trying to align ourselves better with rugby. My team actually is a member of a rugby club.
Okay.
Has a men's team, a women's team, an old guys team, and a wheelchair team.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah, 50 years of history, crest colors. They're a great support for us.
That is
We
super
try and
rad.
support them as much as we can, although we're spread out around Michigan, and they're pretty much all around Detroit. So sometimes it can be difficult, but I hope to get out and see some spring games. They had a doubleheader today. I don't know how it went. I think it was men's and women's both at home. But I'm going to try and get to a couple of matches here in the spring. Usually try to get to at least one every season. Take my 7-year-old. Last time he ran around the playground, and we watched rugby until he was no longer going to have any of it. So it was wet. They were in the puddles. And
that is a critical turnover Seattle just had with 53 seconds left in this third period.
yeah, if they're going to get back into this, they're going to need to do better with managing the ball. But Sheppard's quick. Sheppard's really good with their defense as well. And Seattle may just not be up to the task yet. Ryder takes the inbound. Morrow tries to beat him, but it's Bradley that makes the stop. And over the top, he goes to Rob. He must not have seen Rob there. It must have been blocked because he was trying to get that to Moore, but he was leading, and I don't think that worked out so well. So Morrow now protecting the ball. Over to Rob. And Rob will score the try with hopefully very few seconds left, if that's his intention. Backing across the line, now forward. Hannaford's got a piece of him. He gets across with 3.
It's like he didn't get any down on that.
He was high up. When I got to see the close-up there, he was higher up than it looked. I thought so too. I thought he was really close to the line, but not that close. So at the end of 3, it's 42-32. Sheppard seems to be in command of this one, but let's come back for the 4th and see what happens in 2 minutes. Funny. I like it. All right, fourth quarter, final game of the day. This the semifinal round. These teams competing for who gets to play for 5th place. If I understand correctly, I'm probably giving out this information, but the fact that Seattle is playing Sheppard gives me the indication that this is to play for 5th place tomorrow. Sam Robb gets across. Ryder, number 1. Stopped by Bradley on the sideline, but he gets it to Moore. Likens is ahead, and he gets the ball. Dwayne Morrow out. That's Noah Smith, number 6, in for him. So Sheppard feeling like they can loosen the screws a little bit. And Bradley pushing up court. See if he can beat Kreider. Changes his mind, gets it over to his high pointer. Well,
he is getting MVP
Deuce
from me for this tournament.
He really
I haven't seen
at least on this,
pointer.
and in this game for sure.
In any of the games that I've seen, who else has been that instrumental? Outwardly
I have to think back to the games I've watched. There really are some great low pointers here,
yes.
but I think Zach Bradley's in the conversation.
Oh, yes. If I'm not mistaken, he did just make the USA low point team, right?
I don't know the answer to that question, but I'd be surprised if he didn't.
Yeah.
Rob picks up a loose ball.
And they're getting ready to go down
to 6. Well, it's going to be at Lakeshore as the tournament, right? So it's an international tournament, the first WWR low point tournament. And the U.S. team will be made up of developmental athletes and possibly a couple former Paralympians.
It's going to be a great tournament.
It should be. I really like to see that one. I'd love to commentate it, but I don't know if that'll be an option or not. We'll see. Still working on the
logistics of
Denmark thing right now. But yeah, that low point tournament's coming up, I think, in the spring, end of the spring. I know that USA and the low point camps are kind of run back to back a few times. So there are guys who can't do both. They got to pick one or the other. Like Scaturo, for example, I talked to him about it. He's got to figure out if there's a way he can do both. Likens gets it across half to Moore.
Even just to have Adam Scaturo there as a coach for those developing low pointers would be
awesome.
Outstanding.
But if he's training for USA and you know, has other things to accomplish, he's also got a son. He may not be able to commit to 2 4-day weekends in a row. On top of that, and his job and everything else, right? So these camps, right, it's a 4-day weekend. He may have to travel in the day before, making it 5 days. Can I take 10 days out of a week and a half?
And people don't understand, we don't normally get paid to play rugby. This is something that we
especially in this one. This isn't a Team USA thing. This is a USWRA team. The team is paying for the travel and accommodations for the players, but they're certainly not paying their way. Rob, number 24, gets it over the top. And I can't remember 6's name, and I lost my roster, so I'll give him some love after. Ryder gets out. Rob
just
hits him behind the axle.
He's going to set up his backpack now.
Bradley?
Yep, he's going for the amount.
I noticed he tried to get in the way of Kreider a little bit as Kreider was coming on the court to affect his trajectory. Goldstein unable to follow his pick out. So they will call timeout there. 48-38 our score. 4:40 left in this final game of the day. Everybody has one game left tomorrow.
It looks
There
like
are
Sheppard
9,
has
10, 11.
one timeout left.
8 games tomorrow. I believe. Yeah, it's 4, and then 2, and then 1 and 1. So the 3-4 games will happen at the same time, but not on this court. And the championship games, D2 and D1,
I'll be on this court tomorrow.
and over and back. That was quick. So his first play on the court, Chase Tosca, gets over and back. Tosca number 8.
You're talking about Noah Smith earlier.
Oh,
Number 6.
yeah. Noah 6 for Sheppard. The other personnel change here is number 9 for Seattle, and that would be Terrell Huck. Rob knocks it out. Huck tries to get it across half before the 12, but can't do it. So Seattle will pick it up again. Zach Bradley on the sideline, having made a significant contribution. Scott Stokes back in the game. Number 1, he will inbound in front of us. Rob kind of trapped here in the corner. 3 Seattle jerseys in front of him. And Smith comes into the pile. Gets it away to Rob. Nobody out there with the speed to keep up with him. So possibly more. He was on the other side of the play. Likens inbounding. Tosca gets it up there, and Likens will win that battle. Smith has a very narrow chair, very tight camber on his wheels too. Seems like he'd be easy to blow up, super light. Guy who can hit hard will send him light.
Up, look for the ball. There it is.
Smith able to pull it in. He's got 2 people protecting him.
Yeah, he is.
And it's 52-39, 3:17 left in this game. Everyone's game, final game again tomorrow.
10:30 and 12:30. 10:30 for Division 2 and 12:30 for the Division 1 championship.
And they leave a half hour in there, so in case there's an overtime. We've only seen 1 overtime match on this court.
We've seen another one out there.
Remember who it was?
I do not. It's like asking me what I had for breakfast.
I know what I had for breakfast.
You do?
Biscuits and gravy at the hotel.
Nice.
Which is what I had yesterday too, because I can't do that at a tournament because I can't play with cement in my belly.
But we're not playing today.
That's right, I
We
can have
are
cement in my belly
commentating.
all day long.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I might have biscuits and gravy tomorrow for breakfast.
I think I'm going to stop and get a bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddle.
Come
Treat
into our
myself.
hotel and have breakfast with us.
Ooh, I might do that, Dave. I might do that.
We're at the Residence Inn.
Don't say that too loud.
Oh, come on, come one, come all. For what they're charging us, everybody can come have breakfast. It's funny, these hotels, like you look any other weekend and you could save $100 a night without any trouble. But because we got this big event and so many rooms are taken up in that area, they're all
I'm
very
pretty
expensive.
sure we have booked up every single ADA accessible room in the Rockford area. That's pretty impressive.
And very many not accessible rooms.
We make them accessible.
You work with what you got, right? I mean, if you have traveled to Colombia or Peru or Costa Rica, accessible is relative.
Yeah. And that's what this sport brings for a lot of the players, is a new look on life, a new perspective on the different problems that they're facing in life. We get together and we learn from each other. And everything becomes a little bit more accessible.
And as you come into this sport, it kind of shows you that there's a lot more you can do by watching guys with less function do things you didn't think you could do.
Oh, yeah. I know people get a little bit onto us when they see us kind of getting onto some of the guys out there for getting knocked out of their chairs or missing a catch or missing a throw. Like, at least they're out there. No, we're trying to help them grow as humans and grow as athletes. And being able to say, there's another way to do it, let me help you find it, is how you have to kind of go at it.
Making sure they're productive members of society, that they're in command of their own life, that they're active with their families and know they can have families and jobs and go out here and kick ass, right, on the court and off the court.
For the viewers at home listening, if you know anybody that kind of fits into our realm of disabilities,
has some impairment in at least one of their upper extremities,
have them reach out.
Might be able to play. Definitely if you're a quad, you get to play. We have lots of other disabilities mixed into here. We get the muscular dystrophy and cerebral palsy and all kinds of things. So people who have impairment in generally 3 of their 4 limbs, but sometimes it's just the 2 uppers is enough.
If anything, just get out, make some
just
things.
chucks it deep to make sure that Sheppard has to inbound from the corner rather than inbounding right down here. Only a minute 18 left, 55-42. Looks like Sheppard will go home with the win here. Seattle will have a shot at a win tomorrow in their final match.
It's going to be a good matchup tomorrow.
Tomorrow they will likely take on either Las Vegas or McGee.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like to me. We'll get further confirmation on that.
I think Las Vegas is, Northeast Passage. I have no idea what happened there. The other side of this bracket is unknown. We didn't see Vegas. We didn't see Northeast Passage. We didn't see Wassa. Oh, no, we did see Wassa. And Sheppard just chucking it over the top. Now that worked for Seattle, but not for Smash, because now this comes back to the corner. Ill-advised by Goldstein. Bench says, why'd you throw that to us? We're not playing. So the inbound, it'll be 4 more.
They're out of timeout, so they're really just trying to chew up time now.
Likens with the ball. 44 seconds, 28 on the shot. Trying to get around, gets it up to Moore. Moore gets it across with 38 remaining. There'll be no shot clock. 44, I mean. 56-44, 36 seconds left. Rob, will he take his time or will he score it? He will take his time. So Sheppard will win this. They will play for 5th place tomorrow. Seattle will play for 7th place tomorrow.
This was a great game.
And Rob gets by. Moore hits him. 57-44, 11 seconds left.
Does he check it?
Seattle doesn't even need to cross half to end the game, but Moore's going to try. He's going to go after that one. Throws it ahead to Likens. Likens going to push, but
Sam going for the hit.
Rob meets him there.
And he's out. 1.4 left.
Across the line.
With a turnover.
Goes Tosca. He didn't need to do that. He was trying to stop Rob from getting to the ball, but he went across the try line. So number 35 for Sheppard, James Colbert. We'll finish this up. And that'll be our game. That's our day for today. Thank you for joining us. We are going to be here in the morning. Actually, no, we won't be here in the morning. We'll be in the afternoon at 10:30 for the Division II National Championship. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you then.
Good night.